Good afternoon, children. Welcome to moral class. Hope you are all doing right. Okay, all of you take your moral book and turn to page number 41. Page number 41. Today we are going to study a new lesson. The title of the lesson is Thank You, Jochan. Okay, thank you, Jochan. Now let us see about the characters. Only two main characters. Okay. The first one is Jochan and the second character is his mother. Okay. Okay, fine. Now look at your book, page number 41. For George and Brooke, Sunday was the worst day of the week. Absolutely the worst. On Sundays, the streets of Ansbach in South Germany were deserted. There were no children in the playground either. There was nobody to talk to. George opened the door to the balcony of their apartment. From here, he had a wonderful view of the medieval town of Ansbach. If he craned his neck, he could see the garden of the Black Knight restaurant, where his mother worked as a waitress. George missed his mother the most on Sundays. Sundays had been so wonderful when his father had been living with them. George and his father had played football on the lawn. His father had been a good goalkeeper. He was good at table tennis too. George sighed. He stared down at the lawn where Monica and Peter were playing football with their father. He watched them for a while, then turned away as the memory of his father brought tears to his eyes. Okay, children, now listen. George and Brooke mostly hate Sunday, okay, because his streets were deserted and there were no children, okay. Particularly on Sunday, his streets were deserted and there were no children. He always feels lonely, particularly on Sunday. So, George and Brooke hates Sunday, okay. So on Sunday, when he opened the balcony door and watched the street from his balcony, he can also see the garden of Black Knight restaurant. Okay, garden of the Black Knight restaurant where his mother works as a waitress. Okay, in that restaurant, his mother was working as a waitress. Okay. Okay, when Georgian's father with him, he liked Sunday because they would play together. They would play football on the lawn. So now he watched his friends Monica and Peter playing football with their father. Okay, that brought the memory of his father playing football with him. When his father with him, they used to play football. Now his father is not with him. Now Georgian watched his friends Monica and Peter playing football with their father. So that brought the memory of his father playing football with him. Now his eyes filled with tears. Okay, when he recognized the wonderful days he spent with his dad, that time his eyes filled with tears. Okay, got it? Okay, now turn to next page, page number 42, second para. Look at your book. Georgian turned back into his room and banged the door shut. He looked at the untidy bed, the dirty clothes strewn all over the carpet. In the corner of the room lay his school bag. He kicked it hard. He was not going to do his homework now. Not today. He had to get out of here fast to a place where he could breathe again. And this incident brought the memory of his father playing football with him. Then his eyes filled with tears. Okay, and Jochen questioned himself why his father left him. Then later he went to his room and looked all the dirty clothes thrown all over the carpet. Okay, then he kicked him his school bag, which laid on the corner of his room. Okay, children. Okay, fine. Now look at last para, page number 42, last para. One fell on Mrs. Hammerstein's sunshade. Her head popped out from behind her neatly trimmed fence. Of course, it's you, Georgian Bragg, she said crossly. You will never learn to behave. Think of your mother, boy. Poor woman, slaving away for an ungrateful brute like you. Georgian hated her for her words, hated her as he hated Sundays and homework and his father, and he felt miserable about it. Okay, children, listen what happened. He hated Sunday, isn't it? So he get out in the street and was greeted by Ferdinand. Ferdinand is his neighbor's dog. Okay, even though he was amused by this dog, it didn't make him feel better. Okay, then he kicked the small stones on the pavement, and one of the stones hit Mrs. Hammerstein. Okay. Then Hammerstein scolded Georgian for behaving rudely. While his mother worked like a slave in the restaurant, Georgian behaving rudely. Like that, Mrs. Hammerstein scolded Georgian. Okay. Then he hated Mrs. Hammerstein like he hated Sunday's homework and his father. Okay, children. Okay, fine. Page number 43, second para. He sighed and jumped to his feet. He didn't know where to go next. The Black Knight restaurant was just round the corner. He could go and see his mother. It might make him feel better. But he knew she didn't like him coming to restaurant during her working hours. He wouldn't go inside. He would just try to catch a glimpse of her through one of the low windows. With his heart pounding, Georgian advanced towards the restaurant. So now first he ran to the marketplace and found it was deserted. Then he went to see his mother at work. He thought that it would make him feel better. Then Georgian reached the restaurant and saw his mother through one of the windows. Okay, children. So now what happened? Look at the picture. You can see Georgian was watching his mother through the window, isn't it? So now a big man waved at her to take his order. That time she smiled at him politely. Then now Georgian noticed that her smile didn't reach her eyes. She looked very tired. His mother looked very tired. Her mother smiled brightly at the customers and took the order. Okay, and she went into the kitchen. Okay, children. Georgian wanted to bring the real smile back into her eyes, into his mother's eyes. So he turned away and ran blindly. He went to their apartment. Then he cleaned his room and his mother's bedroom, and he cleaned whole house. Okay. Then he washed the plates and made himself a sandwich and a glass of milk. Okay, children. Now Georgian felt really good for the first time since his parents' divorce. He felt really good inside. Okay. Then he started doing his homework. He wondered if his mother would be surprised seeing him behaving a good boy. Okay. Then he took his maths book and go through at least 4 lessons. Then he looked at the watch and realized that she would be home soon. Then he went to the kitchen and laid the table. Then he could make good spaghetti and it would be ready before his mother came home. Okay. Then he wanted to show his gratitude towards his mother. A little later, a mother came home and she was surprised to the beautifully laid table. The mother hugged his son Georgian and told him that let's have dinner now and afterwards we will play memory together, and today I promise I will not allow you to win. Then, but Jojen did win the game of the memory. Okay, children? Okay, fine. Now let us see the video version of this story.
Lonely Sunday. For York and Ruck, Sunday was the worst day of the week. The streets of Ansbach were deserted, there were no children in the playground, and there was nobody to talk to. He opened the door to the balcony of the apartment. From there, he could see the garden of the Black Knight restaurant, where his mother worked as a waitress. Jorgen missed his mother the most on Sundays. Sundays had been so wonderful when his father had been living with them. Mother would prepare delicious roast chicken and potatoes, and Jochen would play football with his father on the lawn. Jochen watched Monica and Peter play ball with their father, and tears came to his eyes. He turned back into his room and looked at the untidy bed, the dirty clothes strewn all over the carpet. He slipped into his jacket and got out of there fast, to a place where he could breathe again. As he ran alongside the wooden fence, he was greeted by Ferdinand, the big Alsatian.
Ferdinand, Ferdinand, one day I'll outrun you.
He was amused, but it didn't make him feel better. He started to kick all the conkers on the pavement and send them flying across the street. One fell on Mrs. Hammerstein's sunshade.
Of course, it's Jochenbruck. You will never learn to behave. Think of your mother, boy. Poor woman, slaving away for an ungrateful boy like you.
Jochen broke into a run and came to the deserted marketplace. A lone tourist clicked a picture of him and casually promised to send him a copy, without even asking his address. He did not know where to go next, and so decided to go and see his mother at the Black Knight restaurant. He knew his mother did not like him to come to the restaurant during her working hours, so he would just try to catch a glimpse of her through one of the windows. Jochen carefully peeped through the window into the smoky room. The restaurant was full. Not a seat was vacant. Suddenly, his mother emerged from behind a door. Her blonde hair was neatly set into a bun, and she wore more lipstick than usual. A big man waved at her to take his order. She smiled at him politely, but it wasn't the smile he knew. The smile did not reach her green eyes. As she waited to take the order of an old couple, the polite smile died on her lips. She looked tired and worried. Her legs seemed to hurt. Jorgen felt like rushing after her to help her. He wanted to bring the real smile back into her eyes. A hot lump rose to his throat. He turned and ran blindly, not knowing where he was going, away from the tired face of his mother. And suddenly, he knew where to go and what to do. He climbed up to his flat. He pulled the door shut behind him and hung his jacket on a hanger on the hall stand. Then he put on his slippers and washed his hands. He cleaned up his room and also tidied up his mother's bedroom. He cleaned the whole flat. He washed the dishes and put them away. Then he treated himself to a massive sandwich of ham, cucumbers, mayonnaise, and tomato ketchup. Instead of a Coke, he had a glass of cold milk. He felt good for the first time since his father went away. He took out his school bag from under his table and started doing his homework in his best handwriting. He looked at his watch and realized that his mother would be home soon. He went into the kitchen and decided to make spaghetti before his mother came home. He laid the table with their best china and polished the silver cutlery they used only on very special occasions. The door opened and Jochen could hear his mother taking off her shoes with a sigh.
My feet are killing me.
Then she went into the kitchen and asked, almost apologetically,
Would you mind if we just had a sandwich for dinner tonight? Jochen, I'm too tired to cook us a hot meal. I could open.
Jochen heard her pause. He knew she had reached the kitchen door and was looking at the beautifully laid table. To his room and looked at him. Tears glistened in her eyes as she smiled at him. The old familiar smile that spread over her face and reached her eyes. She hugged him, the way she used to when he was small, and Jochen did not push her away, as he used to do lately.
So, children, our parents do a lot of work for us. It is our fundamental duty to serve them back as a responsible family member, isn't it? by keeping our house clean. We can become helping hands for our parents by help your mother in kitchen by cooking, washing the dishes. Then you can help your brother or sisters in studies. You can help your grandma or grandpa is walking. In so many ways are there you can help your parents, isn't it, dear children? You can clean table after meal, you can clean your room, then you can setting books arrangement, everything good like that. You can help your mother. Okay children, now take page number 46. Read and write. Tick the correct answer. First one, on Sunday, Jochan A wanted to play cricket. B missed his mother the most. C wrote letters to his father. What's the correct answer? Yes, B missed his mother the most. Okay. Then second one, Jochan's mother worked hard to. The correct answer is C. Give Jochan the best of everything. Then third one, Jochan made dinner for his mother because he. The correct answer is C. Wanted to show her how much he loved her. Okay, fine. Think and do. This is your home assignment. Okay, children. Okay, fine. We will meet you in the next class.